Welcome back everyone, Meanpooh here, and today I'm going to show you how I have my stats show up with Rivatuner or Rivatuner, depending on how you want to pronounce it. First thing you want to do is head over to MSI.com in Google, type this. Once we get there, scroll down to the download section. You'll see Afterburner, features, tutorials. Third one, click it. Alright, then you'll see MSI Afterburner. Go ahead and click download. Once that's done, go ahead and extract the file onto your desktop or wherever you downloaded it to. After you have extracted the zip file, go ahead and go into the folder and double click the MSI Afterburner setup. You will be confronted with the installer. Go ahead and select your language and then hit OK. Next is the welcome screen, tells you about it, so go ahead and hit next. This is the license agreement, so you can go ahead and accept. Just means you don't own it. They can pull it if they want. And here you have the MSI Afterburner checked and the Riva or Rivatuner statistics server. That's the software that's going to be putting the information on your game screen. Go ahead and click next and then choose your installation directory. Default is fine, and then hit next. And once you're done installing both packages, one will install and then the next one will install right behind it, go ahead and open up Afterburner. Now that we have Afterburner open, you'll see right at the bottom it says graphics card, and depending on what kind of graphics card you have, it will list it right there in the middle bottom thirds of the screen. So right above that, you'll see like a little cog wheel. Go ahead and click that. Okay, it should open up. Right here in the general tab, you'll see your GPU. And of course, this one says GTX 1050 Ti. Go ahead and move to the next tab that says monitoring. Now that we are in the monitoring tab, the first thing we want to change is the GPU1 temperature. It says properties in on-screen display or in OSD. Okay, click that, make sure it's highlighted in blue. Go down until you see show in on-screen display. It's just right under the red heading that says GPU1 temperature graph properties. Click that. And then down right below that in the graphs limits, go down 2 boxes and you'll see override group name. We're going to do this a couple of times, so go ahead and write the name of your GPU here in this box. After that, go to GPU1 usage. We're going to do the same thing. Go down, put a check mark in the show in on-screen display. Go on down and put a check mark in override group name, and also put the name of your GPU. The next one we're going to go to is GPU1 memory usage, and this will show how much memory is being used by whatever application that you're using. Put a check mark in the usual boxes, which will be show in on-screen display, and the next one down will be override group name, and you can put whatever you want to name your RAM. Just name it whatever. Mine is VRAM 1. Next, you want to go to CPU temperature. And of course the properties will say in on-screen display or in OSD. We're going to do the same thing. Put a check mark if it's not checked and show in on-screen display. Go down to the next and put a check mark in override group name. Go ahead and put the name of your CPU in this box. Next, move on down to CPU usage. Put a check mark in the usual, show in on-screen display, and put a check mark in override group name and put the name of your CPU. Make sure these names are the same so they'll be grouped together. We want to go on down to CPU clock. Put a check mark in show in on-screen display, and down where it says override group name, put a check mark there as usual, and then you can name it whatever you want. It's going to be this is going to be the clock speed of your CPU, so you can put i7 clock or i3 speed or whatever you want. Next, I'm going to go down to RAM usage. Make sure it's highlighted. Put a check mark in show in on-screen display and a check mark in override group name, and this is the RAM for your computer, so your system RAM. So I named it sys RAM, sys period RAM, or you can just put RAM, or again whatever you want. Next, move to frame rate. Put a check mark in the box if it's not highlighted, and then go down and put a check mark in show in on-screen display, And you don't have to put anything in override group name, just leave it plain. Next, move over to on-screen display, and you will see global on-screen display hotkeys. Go down to the first one that says toggle on-screen display, and assign a hotkey. I have mine set up as F3. And once you're done, hit OK. Now let's open up Rivatuner statistics server. It might be already started. I have mine in the bottom right corner here. You can hit this chevron sign, open up your minimize applications. So let's go ahead and open. And here I have mine starting with Windows. It's selected to on. I have it to show on-screen display. The application detection level, that I believe most of these are default, but I keep it on low. I have no reason to change to anything else. I didn't touch stealth mode or custom direct 3D support. I didn't even mess with the frame rate limit. You can do that if you want. On-screen display support, that's on. And raster 3D, I keep it on there because that's the most clear. Then if I hit vector 2D, you can see how it changes. And then if I hit vector 3D, it changes a little bit more. It's a little bit better looking. But I find that raster 3D is the best looking. Viewport, I just left it on the on-screen display coordinate space. I left it on viewport. On-screen display shadow on, and the on-screen display fill, I leave that on. It puts a little background on the back of the text so it can stand out a little bit. So leave that on. And if you go down here to on-screen display palette, you can change the color of the text that you want. And that, one more thing. And then come on down here where you see the 20 and the 20 where I have mine set. That gives you space for the borders of the screen. So you can set it how far you want it to come across from the left and from the top. You may have to play around with this because it can vary, but I found 20/20 to work for me. Now go ahead and start up a game. Once you're in game, go ahead and hit F3 and your screen should pop up. Now for those that want the graph, let's head back into Afterburner. So go into configuration, go to monitoring, scroll all the way down. Now go to frame rate graph properties, where you put the check mark in show in on-screen display, change the text to combo. Then you'll see the dots to the left. So the 3 dots go in here. In here you can change the colors of what you want the text to be and set the length of your graph. And the graph, you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you have your width, height, margin, and label. This is what you want to focus on right here. So put what you want down here. You'll have to play with it a little bit to get the right parameters, but this is what I have mine set to. And then once you're done, hit apply and OK. Now boot up your game and you should have yours looking similar to mine. I hope you found this video informative. If the video helped you, please leave a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next game. Meanpooh, out.